Shalom Avracha. Good morning to the Choshev White Shul members, Mispalim. Good morning, God's Klai Yisrael. It's always a pleasure, schos, to share together some words of chizik. This morning I'd like to take a slightly different approach. I'd like to start with something that my wife shared with me over Shabbos. See, after we finished the meal this past Shabbos Kodesh, my wife went around to knock on different doors of elderly women in the neighborhood, Almonas, again, not to go inside, not to sit down, just to knock on doors, keeping the mandatory social distancing intact, just to wish them a good Shabbos and let them know that the Rebbitzin, that someone was thinking about them. And one of her favorite stops, as we did together the week previous, and this Shabbos, my wife said, you know what, Eitan, you can learn. She went and knocked on Rebbitzin Shirley Pelkovitz's door. And she came back. Tell me what a simcha, what a highlight it was to say hello, to wish a good Shabbos to the Heilige Rebbitzin. Rebbitzin, I hope you hear this. The Heilige Rebbitzin, Shirley Pelkovitz, Shetichye. And she came back home, and I said to my wife, no, what did Rebbitzin Shirley tell you? She said that she knocked on the door, and she came and she said, oh, Rebbitzin, fine, I'm learning a Sefer Vayikra. This is one of my favorite parshios, one of my favorite weeks. And my wife said, why? And the Rebbitzin said, because she used to teach in Miami. She used to teach children in elementary school, and she used to teach them Sefer Vayikra. And she got so into it, and she loved it. And my Rebbitzin said, tell me, Rebbitzin Pelkovitz, what do you love so much about Vayikra? What's one of the main messages to take out of Sefer Vayikra? And the Rebbitzin answered right away that when you read about all the Karbonos, Achatas, and Osham, these parshias teach us that there are rules and regulations in life. And there's a Seder HaDvarim, and if we violate that Seder HaDvarim, we're held accountable, and there's an Achrayus. You can't just live life carefree, no responsibilities. HaHefgervelt, Chalila V'chas, the outline of the Karbonos teach us and that if you do X, you have to bring this Karbon. You do Y, you have to bring that Karbon. And you did a sin b'shogeg, you have to bring a Karban Chotas. There's a sense of responsibility. There's a sense of accountability. There's a sense of a cheshbon that the Eibishter holds us accountable. Don't think you just go away scot-free. And there's an Indian of Schar Va'onesh, and reading these parshias through year after year would always hit home, especially and the Leiva Nefesh of a Choshev Rebbitzin Pelkovitz, who spent years dedicated giving Leiva Nefesh to young children, Hevalpiyim Tinoka Shabeis Rabban, and to imbue and to inculcate into their hearts, into their minds, the importance of going through life knowing you do something well, you're going to get the reward for it, and you do something wrong, you're going to get punished accordingly. This Schar Va'onesh, and of course it made its way into our Yud Gimel Ikrei Hadas, and to the Ikrei Hadas, delineated by the Heilige Rambam, the Yud Gimel Ikrim in his Pershim Mishnayis, Agdama de Perachelek, and the end of Maseches Sanhedrin, and of course the 10th one is that Hashem will go ahead and give schar to those who are Shomri Mitzvosav, and will be manish to those who are Ovri Mitzvosav. But there's a system of rules and regulations in place. I remember as a young kid, one night I couldn't fall asleep. I don't know, some David Letterman show I might have been on. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. And I remember something about top 10 summer activities. And one of the top 10 summer activities was looking out your window and watching as all the 10 commandments were getting broken one by one. Rachmana Litzlan, the 10 Commandments, the Decalogue, God's Tayag Mitzvahs. These are things we all have to do. It's not a choice. It's not like the elderly couple that came to their rabbi and said, Rabbi, how you should know we're keeping the 10 Commandments. He says, I'm so impressed you're keeping the 10. She says, yeah, I keep the first 5 and my wife keeps the second 5. Klal Yisrael doesn't work that way. It's not, I could get to pick and choose. We have to keep the Mitzvah Satira. And there's a system in place. You keep my mitzvahs, Hashem says I'm going to reward you. And if you don't keep them, what do we have? A 49 klolas and a tochochan, parshas Kusai. And why the 100 minus 2, the 98 klolas dotting the pages of Kisavu? Hashem says there's a system in place. You do my ratzon, and you act as my bonim l'makom, as the right avodim. I'm going to give you schar that's inconceivable, that's unfathomable, it's unimaginable. You can't believe, be masig, the schar that you're going to get in Olam Haba, and yes, even in Olam Hazeh. And if you go against my word, and you violate my commandments, and you're not keeping the assays, and you violate the los assays, then you should know there's a system in place. We have a famous Gemara Shabbos Peitzesem and Beis, La'asalava Hashem's going to say to Avram Avinu, Banecha Chatuli. And Avram Avinu, remember, the quintessential Bala Chesed, says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then Yemocha HaKadosh Shemecha, you gave them a system, you told them the rules. You listen to the rules, you're going to get unbelievable, unimaginable reward. And if you don't listen to them, you're going to have to get punished. Even the ultimate Bala Chesed says, Hashem, you have to mete out the appropriate punishment. And then Hashem goes to Yaakov Avinu, the paradigmatic figure of what Midas HaRachamim was all about. Midas HaRachamim, and he says the same thing. At the end of the day, Hashem goes to Yitzchak, and Yitzchak miraculously saves Klal Yisrael, an amazing sugya. Take a look, Shabbos 89b, and of course the Ben Yodach, some Sefer Tiferes Shlomo, Maharal, so many different approaches, how to understand why it's Yitzchak, Midas Hadin, out of them all, who ultimately is successful in saving Klal Yisrael, also love Givaldik. But how do you understand? Yaakov Avinu, the Midas HaRachamim, Avram, the Midas HaChesed, you Mocho, Hashem said, go ahead and destroy. How do you punish Klal Yisrael? Because Hashem says there's a system. You think Hashem wants to do this? Maybe you heard Reb Zechariah Wallerstein Shlita said a Gavaldig piece just recently. And someone showed me a little clip, and he said, you know what we have to be thinking about now? That Tzara Shechina, you think Hashem Yisbarach wants to do this to us? Of course he doesn't. You think he wants to give us a Zay Gezerah? You open up a Yeshiva World News, a Matzah, Rachmana Litzlan, a day doesn't pass, so you don't hear about tragic deaths, about premature demises, about another coronavirus, Batira. Rachmana Litzlan, Dai Litzaraseinu, but Klal Yisrael, we did it to ourselves. Hashem gave us a Gezerah, but why? He told us in Mechukos, you told us in Kisavo, you do what I tell you to do, it's going to be Gavaldik, Sheva Gavaldik, it'll be sweet, smooth sailing. But if you don't go ahead and fulfill my commandments, and you trespass forbidden boundaries, and you go against the prohibitions that you're enjoined from violating, then Hashem says, what do you want from me? I told you the system. It works, it's Gavaldik, you obey it, you heed my calling, it's going to be Meridik, and if not, you have to get punished. Imagine that Tzara Shechina, you think Hashem wants to do this to us? Kayadua, the Malach, the Magid told Rabbi Yosef Cairo, the renowned, illustrious author of the Shulchan Aruch, he told him in the Sefer Magid Meishorim, that it's a blessing, it's an unbelievable bracha that Hashem Yisbarach doesn't allow us to fully grasp the depths, the profundity of the Tzara Shechina. If we would know that Tzara, that Hashem Yisbarach feels that we're in Golus, that Hashem had to destroy a Beis HaMikdash, that he had to send us into Golus, if we had any hasaga of the depths, the profundity of God's Tsar Kavayochel, we wouldn't be able to crack a smile throughout our entire lifetimes. We would never have to, wouldn't be shaykh to have a chiyuch me'al panav. What about what we've done to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Forget about everything else, like Rabbi Wallerstein says. Forget about going to work and forget about what's going to be with the IRA account. And when am I going to go back to shul? What about the covenant of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Let's go to Chaim Volozhin. In his introduction in the Siddur HaGrot to the Tfilas of Yom Noroim, you know what Chazal are being megala to us, Rosh Hashanah Tzayin and Aleph, Imr Lefoni Malchios Kadesha Tamlichuni Aleichem. You know what a Yom HaDin is all about? It's not about you. It's not about davening for you. That's why it's not Bikur, a day of Tshuva. What's the highlight? What occupies center stage in Yom HaDin? It's about being Mamlech HaKadosh Baruch Hu. God is the Melech. He is the king in charge, and he gave us a world, and it's his world, Hashem Aretz V'Loah. And he built this magnificent world, but he instilled certain rules and regulations and boundaries and parameters in place, and he said, I'm giving you a utopian-like system. It works, trust me. You do my mitzvahs, life will be Gavaldik, Hein B'Olam Haba, and yes, even Hein B'Olam Hazeh. And if you don't do my system, then you're going to have to force me to respond accordingly. But it's only out of love, because I have to purge you from all the imperfections, all the foibles, all the vices of society that have surrounded you, that have plagued your Yiddishkeit. Hashem, the Tzara Shechina. This isn't about us, Klal Yisrael. Like Rabbi Wallerstein said, it's about the Eibishter. It's about Rachai Volozhin. This is a Zman of Din. A Zman where we see Midas Achzorius, Rachmana Litzlan. So what do? Avada we daven, and Avada Tshuva, Tefillah, Tzedakah, Avim, Rasor Gezerah. We have to engage in all that consistently, incessantly. But when all is said and done, what's the spotlight turned on? The Tzara Shechina. Hashem had to give us a Zay Gezerah. He doesn't want to. He wants to keep us alive. He wants to bring us to Abinyan Ma'ayish Shlishi B'Meirav Yameinu. That's what he wants. That's what he wants for us. That's what any Tati wants as children, that we should all come home. We should all get out of our homes and go to his home together to bring us back into his bayis, into the Beis HaMikdash, by Har Maria, by Yerushalayim HaKadosh. There are rules and regulations. I was speaking to Rabbi Yaakov Reisman Shlita, Rabbi Emeritus of the Aguda across the street. I was speaking to him in Erev Shabbos. Tell me a gewaldige mashal that he said years ago at a Shabbos Shuvah Drasha. Says, imagine you have someone like a Mark McGuire, broke Roger Maris's record. Yeah, we know that famous season, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, breaking the 61, going into 70. Can you imagine? Can you imagine now a Mark McGuire stepping up to the plate, and he hits a home run like people have never seen before, Babe Ruth style, high, out of the field, out of the park, unbelievable home run. Can you imagine everybody witnessed the home run? It was on national, international TV. But you know what? But the rule state, he's got to go around the circle. He's got to go ahead and touch all the bases. Imagine Mark McGuire goes around the bases, and he misses touching first base, and he goes to second, to third, and he's about that. Someone says, no, Mark, you got to go back first base. Who do you mean? Everybody knows I hit a home run, but this is a store, so I have to go walking around the bases. Who has to walk around the bases? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the world just saw a home run. You saw the ball go over 400 feet. You saw it go deep into center field. It was higher and longer than that. Everybody saw it go out of the park. The guy that was shugging on back is holding up the baseball that he caught. We all know where it went. We all know he hit a home run. Koli Abamodi. But what? But rules are rules. He's got to go around. Okay, so he went around. So he was 3 centimeters away from touching first base. No, Nishkefalach. What's the big deal? Terrence is what? He goes to home plate. And he didn't go back to touch first. That's it. He's out. What do you mean he's out? Oh, we're not going to count the home run. Everybody saw it. Anand Sahadi. And you know what? The answer is very simple, because in baseball, just like in life, rules are rules and regulations are regulations. And if you don't follow the rules, then you're out. I'll be an home run. It could be a grand slam. It could be, you're 70, number 70, you broke records. But if you didn't follow the rules, then you're out. His life is about following rules. Life is about regulations. Life is about there's a melech in this world. And when you're living in the kingdom of the melech machim halachim, you have to follow his rules. You have to follow his guidelines, his parameters, his instructions. And it's not chalila v'chas. We're not talking about a ruling, a monarch who says, you better do what I say, communist society. We're talking about the kel racham. You're talking about Hashem Hu Racham Echanan. You're talking about the Baal Racham. You're talking about a Kodesh Baruch Hu who wants nothing more but to give us the most unbelievable schar that we could ever be masig. Saibol Maza Saibol. That's what he wants. He just wants to reward us. So God's saying, I gave you the system. Follow my system, and don't tell me that I didn't warn you. I gave you 49 clawless warning in Bechok Kasai, and I repeated it, and I gave you double warning, 98 curses. And Kisavo, you're so worried. Ata Nitzava Miyakulcham Rashi, the beginning of the parsha that follows. You're still standing. Hashem says, I'm not going to bring you down. Klal Yisrael is the Netzach Netzochim. Netzach Yisrael or Yishakar, you're going to be around forever. But you have to know there's a sense of accountability. There's a sense of rules and regulations. And Rachmana Litzlan, if we don't behave and we don't do what we're supposed to be doing, then we have to suffer the consequences. What is it? What Nakuda, as Rabbi Leib Steinman would say repeatedly, this isn't about trying to figure out this because of Shabbos, Tznius. Lashon Hara says, you know what it's about? Yes, we go to Gedol Yisrael and Rechaim and others, Avada, the whole Inyan of Mitzvah, Muskar, we have to be Masakin Sineschina, and Lashon Hara, that's top of the scale. But in the end of the day, Kol Yochid V'Yochid, every single Yid amongst us knows what he or she needs to correct. What we need to be Masakin, we know it. In a heart of hearts, we know it. So what are we waiting for? Let's go out, let's do it. Doesn't have to be in a shul. Doesn't have to be in a yeshiva. Doesn't have to be in a kol setting. We do it because we know what's right. Let's live it no matter where we are, no matter what setting, no matter what we have contributing to our Yiddishkeit. Let's make it happen. Even Beino Leveinatzma, when person's living levad, there's a way to make it happen. There's a way to say, I'm going to make an honest accounting, a cheshbon and nefesh. What do I need to be masakin? What do I need to rectify? What do I need to fix to be masalik, to remove that Sarah Shechina and give endless nachas ruach to the Borei Olam? Let's close with the following. We know the reference is quite obvious. Coronavirus, corona, word for crown. This is something the Eibusher clearly sent to the world to show who's in charge. You can have billion-dollar satellites, you can have internets, you can have spaceships, rocket ships, you're landing on the moon, you can have nuclear warfare, atom bombs, nuclear hydrogen, you can have all this crazy stuff that man invented. In the end of the day, Hashem Yispar controls everything. The Melech Malchim Lachim, he doesn't even need a Yitosh that he used to bring down a Tita Sarosha, Holsig and Gittin, and Eloin and Izak, and Vavan and Zayin. All you need is what? An invisible microscopic bug to show the world over. Hashem is the Melech Malchim Lachim. And if you can be Mamlech HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you could say, Hashem, I'm going to do the right thing because you're the Melech and I'm the Eved, and I want nothing more to make you happy. If we're Mamlech and we put a Keser on a Kadosh Baruch Hu, then it's going to be valid. What's the Keser? You know what the Keser is? We have Yerushalmi and Brachas Parak Aleph Halacha Hey. And why do we read the two parashas? Shema b'ayim shom b'chol yom. Rab Levi Oymar v'nish haseres adibros kolula mehen. And we know Rav Saja Gon in the Sefer HaSoros. All of the Taryag mitzvahs are subtly alluded to in the context of Kriya Shema. And you have in Shema, the first parsha, second parsha, before you even get to Vayomer, if you just work with the parsha Neschon and the parsha Nekev, and you have Ramozim to all the 613, all the Taryag mitzvahs. And what's the remez? Right, it's already the Rokeach, and it's already Mefurish, Medrash, and Noso, Parsha Yud Gimel, Os Tezayin. And you have from Anochi Hashem Elokecha and the Aseres Adibris, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, until the Chol Asher L'Reyecha, you have 613 letters. You have really 620, and the Rokeach makes a note of this as well, another Rishayim. 613 and 720. Why? 7 extra. Writes the Medrash to tell you, Lo Kol Olam Lo Nivra Ela B'Schos HaTorah, the 7 days of Sayimei Bereshis. Writes the Sam Sefer though in Droshes. Beshem the Smag writes the Sam Sefer. The extra 7 letters are connected to Zayin Mitzvahs D'Rabbanan. So you have 613 mitzvahs. Makkos Chav Gimel and Beis Dorish Rabbi Simlai. Taryag mitzvahs, we have 613. 620 letters comprise the Aseres Adibros from Anochi to L'Reyecha. Why 620? Corresponding accordingly to the 613 mitzvahs, 248 assays coupled with the 365 los assays, and then you add to that the 7 mitzvahs to Rabbanan, 613 and 7 and 620 those osios. And Skivaldik. Ramichal Dov Meismandel in his unbelievable Sefer Torah Schemet. All right, so Michal Dov Meismandel, who was a walking computer before we had all these computer codes, he knew it. Mamish did the cheshbonus in his moach levad and his head alone. And he says, Gevaldik. Adds Rav Michal Dov Weissman, Michal Ber Weissmandel. If you count the Kriya Shema, first we have Shema and Baruch Shem. That's what? That's the Yisod. That's the Yisod of Amunah. That's being Mamlech HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You are Mamlech. Shema Yisrael Hashem HaKadosh Echad. And now give the Nesinas go to Baruch Shem Kivon Machuso. And now you're ready to start with V'yahavta. You know what it means to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And V'yahavta. Start with the word V'yahavta. And you go through the first Parsha Kriya Shema. And the second Parsha Kriya Shema. How many letters do you have from V'yahavta to L'man Yirbu? 620, writes Michal Dov Weissmandel, which is the gematria of Keser, Osios Mechuvin, Kenega, the Osios and Aseres Adibros, the 620 and Aseres Adibros. You have that all in the 2 Parshios of Kriya Shema, V'yahavta, and V'hayim Shamoa, add up the letter 620, Keneged likewise to the 613 mitzvahs, coupled with the Zayim mitzvahs Rabbanan, to tell you that, you don't have Aseres Adibros, you don't say necessarily Aseres Adibros, V'chol Yom, Amnei Minas, the Hosig and Brachas, but you know what? Every time you say V'yahavta, every time you say Shema, and you makabel Omoch HaShamayim and the old mitzvahs, what do you makabel? Hashem, I want to be makayim all the 613. In addition, I want to be Makayim, the Zayim Mitzvah Rabbanan, 613 and the 7 is 620. Alright, Michal Dov Weissman or Gevaldik. And these 2 parshios, you have also the Keser, Osios, and the Aseres Adibros. Klai, so how do you walk away from such a Moradika Gematria, such a Moradika Yisod? This is Gematria Keser. You know what type of crown the Eibishter wants? You know what crown he wants? You have to be Mamlechim. And if you Mamlechim like we were when we stood at Sinai and we were Mamlech the Eibishter, what's a Megan and Kenegmina that he gives us a Keser? Shabbos Pechesem and Alam Malachim came down. We said Nasav and Ishmael. You're willing to accept wholeheartedly and embrace fully the Malchus and the Bari Olam. Then Mida Keneged Mida, your Mamlech HaKadosh V'yinu L'cha Keser Melucha. Then Mida Keneged Mida, Hashem gives you what? Kesarim. You get a Keser on your head. Keneged Nasav and Ishmael. But Klai Yisrael, if you don't keep the Keser, what happens? Kores, Osios Keser. You mix up the Keser, Lefianias Taiti. It's one Bechin of Kores. So you get cut off from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Give Hashem Hashem the Keser back. If you don't give Hashem the Keser, what's the Keser that he wants? What's the crown that he wants? You know what crown he wants? Keser, Gematria 620. He wants us to keep the 613 mitzvahs. He wants us to keep the Zayim Mitzvahs Rabbanan. You keep the 613 and the 7, the 620. That's the Keser, the crown and glory that the Eibishter wants. Then we won't have any kares. On the contrary, we won't have any corona. You mess up and you don't give the right Keser to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then he doesn't give us the Keser that we have by Nasav and Ishma. Instead, what does he send to the world? He sends a different type of Keser, a Keser that messes things up, a Keser called a corona. That's the type of crown that the Eibishter sends away. Rachmana litzlan, we want the real Keser. We want the real Keser. You want God to take away the corona instantly from our midst. There's a way to do it. It's called, let's get together, Klal Yisrael, and take upon ourselves Malchus Shemayim like never before. Kabbalah Mitzvahs like never before. Let's be Mamlech HaKadosh Baruch Hu and take upon ourselves B'leiv Sholem, B'leiv B'guf, B'nefesh. That B'machshava, B'maisa, B'dibur, Eibishter. We want to come back to you. We want to be Mamlech you like never before. It's not about us. It's not about going back to our shuls, HaKolim. It's not about us going back to work, Lahavdil. It's about us coming back to you. It's about you being the Melech Malchim Melochim, giving you the Keser Melucha that you so richly deserve, Kaviyachal. Who'll give you the Keser? Will be Makayim the 620. And please, Eibishter, take away this corona and give us the Ksarma Vanasa Vanishma, and let's dance and rejoice with you in your home in the Binyan by Shlishi. Meira v'yameinu, amen v'yamein.